Hello viewers and Assalamu alaikum. Very good morning in Sydney and welcome to our channel. And this is your host Mohammad Tariq Hassan. So viewers, today we are going to one place. It's called uh, Jenolan Cave, which is situated in Sydney, and the distance from the Parramatta where we live about, it's a 100 between 180 to 190 kilometer, and we will take you to that cave. And that cave, I will give you the information about that cave when we arrive there. Let's come with us, travel, and very pleasant morning. As you see in Sydney here, is the temperature around 10 to 9 degree, which is pretty cold. And because the winter at the moment in this region, the Pacific region, that's because that's opposite weather from the rest of the world. Because in Europe and South Asia at the moment it's summer, but in Australia it's winter. So I hope you will enjoy this journey with us. So let's come with us. जी दोस्तों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। जैसा कि मैंने अपने इंट्रो में बताया आज कि सिडनी में बहुत अच्छा मौसम है, और आज हम सिडनी का एक बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त जगह एक्सप्लोर करने जा रहे हैं जिसका नाम है जेनोलन केव, जो कि जहाँ पर हम रहते हैं पैरामेटा सिडनी के एरिया में, वहाँ से तकरीबन डिस्टेंस जो बनता है 180 टू 190 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस बनता है, और ये तकरीबन जस्ट अबाउट 3 आवर्स की ड्राइव है। तो इसलिए हम सुबह, वी आर जस्ट लिविंग नाउ अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, नाउ एट द टाइम हियर तकरीबन 7:15. So I hope you will enjoy this journey with us. Okay viewers, so now we are on our way to the Jenolan caves, and we are passing now the Blue Mountains. This another tourist attraction in Sydney, the very famous spot in Blue Mountain called Three Sisters. So that's actually a statue of three sisters in that's the mountain. And this also is a giant walk. So if you come in Blue Mountain, so you can are adventurous, so you can it's a long walk up to the Three Sisters from the eco point. So there's an eco point as well. तो दोस्तों, ये अभी हम अपने सफ़र पे रवा दवा हैं और हम जेनोलन केव की तरफ जा रहे हैं, और ये ब्लू माउंटेन के एरिया से हम गुज़र रहे हैं। ये एक और टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शन प्लेस है, जो कि यहाँ पे थ्री सिस्टर स्टेचू है और लोग यहाँ पर आते हैं, और इको पॉइंट भी है यहाँ पर जहाँ से लोग खड़े होके व्यू देखते हैं थ्री सिस्टर का। और आप थ्री सिस्टर तक अगर जाना चाहते हैं तो उसका लॉन्ग जॉइंट वॉक उसको कहा जाता है, वो भी आप कर सकते हैं अप टू द थ्री सिस्टर। वो जो है वॉक कुछ किलोमीटर्स का है, तो वहाँ तक आप वॉक करके Three Sisters तक पहुँच सकते हैं। As you can see, there's a very pleasant weather in Sydney, and it's showing now in this area in Blue Mountain 8 Celsius degree. But we're not feeling cold. It's very moderate weather, even 8 degree, but it's still okay. So we are enjoying our journey heading to Jenolan Caves. Yes, viewers, we're passing in Blue Mountain area, and as I said, there are tourist attraction places called Three Sisters, Giant Walk, and also cable car, and you can enjoy train tour between the bushes. Okay viewers, those people who are planning to come Jenolan Cave, so they can, you guys can take the route M4 all the way and take Jenolan exit from M4 Great Western Highway. So this is the Jenolan Cave. So basically Jenolan Cave is located from Blue Mountain, hour-and-a-half drive, and this is remote valley which is located southern part of Blue Mountain National Park. As you can see that we already on Jenolan Caves Road. So the exact address is 4655 Jenolan Caves Road. Okay viewers, we about to arrive in our destination, and as you can see that is the last 3 kilometers steep descent, steep here, and very narrow road and squirrel zigzag pathway. तो दोस्तों आप ये देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग अपने मंजिल के बहुत ही करीब आ गए हैं, और ये बिल्कुल स्टीप है, लास्ट 3 किलोमीटर, और बहुत नैरो रोड है जो कि आपको केव तक लेके जाएगी. Because of the construction, as I mentioned earlier, there's long distance from Parramatta. It says about 190 kilometer, but if when the construction complete and they construct the road, so maybe less distance, maybe 2 hours, but now it's nearly 3 hours. As you can see, that very narrow road, so you got to be very careful once you come here. It's 15 kilometer per hour on this road, and my right hand side just surrounded by all the mountains and bush around the mountains. It's a very adventurous place. दोस्तों आप लोग ये देख सकते हैं कि मेरे राइट साइड पे कितनी गहरी खाई और ये पहाड़ों से ढका हुआ और जंगलों से ढका हुआ इलाका है, और बहुत नैरो रोड है, और okay viewers, as you can see, that's the Jenolan Caves directory. You can see all the map here, and the small tree behind me and the house, and that house you can stay over the weekend, and they built 1897, and you can stay overnight on weekdays, and you can have the grand dinner, lunch and high tea. ओके दोस्तों, तो जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि हम अभी पहुंच चुके हैं केव में और अपनी शटल बस का वेट कर रहे हैं। मैंने आपको भी दिखाया यहाँ पे हाउस, और ये यहाँ पे जो है छोटा सा प्यारा सा कैफ़े है जहाँ से हम हॉट कॉफ़ी और ड्रिंक्स, सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक वगैरह ले सकते हैं, एंजॉय कर सकते हैं इस मौसम में। तो दोस्तों, हम यहाँ से कॉफ़ी लेते हैं। Viewers, I'm just giving you information about this place. Uh, if you are planning to come to Jenolan cave, so you have to follow the instructions. So you're not allowed to bring here tripod, dipod kind of things, but you are welcoming to bring your cameras, but you can't turn on your flash. So even I don't know, if we can't turn on the flash, so how we can shoot inside the cave, because there's very dark inside. So I don't know, but anyway, there are few caves in this area, such as Temple of Baal, Lucas, Chifley, Imperial and Diamond, Plughole and Orient. So this very spectacular, gracious and spacious caves and limestone formation. So let's see if we'll be able to show inside the cave. Okay, and guys, also one of very important information about the cave, especially those romantic couple who are planning to get married soon or anytime, so they can book this temple as a beautiful venue for the marriage. So they can book that place in 2 weeks notice, so make memorable marriage. Okay, viewers, so this is the entry of the cave inside. So we were at the entrance of the cave, as you can see that. There's the world's most ancient open cave.
was a kid, it was called the left imperial, way back in 1946. Let's get the cup. It's now called the Chifley Cave. You'll see it written over there. See, Chifley, see? Over there. And that happened because the fellow called Ben Chifley died. He happened to be the member of the Baptist. He called the stupid Clare these days. Is that right? And they needed something named after him, so they picked the left imperial because he was on the left of politics. So we come, I think it was 1952 or something like that. They said, boys, it's now the Chifley Cave. Okay, is that right? Now to get into it, we're going to go up to what they used to call the right imperial, climb up from the right imperial, and we'd end up above that roof just up there. And that's where we're going to be in the first chamber of the Chifley Cave is there, no jumping. And when you come out, just to confuse you, we're going to come out there. Is that all right? Yes. Oh, yes.
Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
Where we're going to come out, stand around the corner. Okay, is that all right with everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to head up. So everybody right to go? Now, the cave we're going to go on, all the caves on this side, Imperial, Chifley, etc., they're made by a river. If you look on the sides, you can see where water's been running through, dissolving its way through the rock at different levels. They're called lines of repose. The caves over that side, the Lucas, the Orient, the Temple, Valley, etc., they're made by water forced up under pressure. So they're totally different to the ones on this side. And so this is one of the very few, if not the only cave systems in the world with the two side by side. Otherwise they're one or the other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which is the best side? They're all different, so it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, honestly. They're all different.
How many steps?
421.
421.
421.
Viewers, 421 steps here. Yeah, 421. And 690 meter in length.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is the start.
Alright viewers, as we said, we're just entering the cave. Very narrow passage.
Yeah, just watch your heads when you walk through these places. You never know where you're going to get bonked on a head on a rock. Come on in, kids. Come right in, people. Okay, so where we are right now is standing on where I pointed out to the roof at the top. Under the concrete here is a layer of crystal. Under that crystal is nothing, and then another layer of rock and crystal. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. We should talk a little bit about how this came about in the first place, so you know what you're looking at. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Now remember I told you the rock is calcium carbonate, CaCO3. One of its many names is limestone. What do we use limestone for, people? Concrete. Yeah, it's the most mined thing on earth. Most people don't know that. Ask me why. Okay, did you know that? Most mined thing on earth. Forget about iron and coal and all that other crap. Limestone. Even the Romans made great limestone, but they concrete. But they weren't the first people to make it. They started making it 600 BC. In fact, their concrete's 10 times as good as ours, by the way. We don't make anything near as good as the Romans did. Why is that? Because in the mix it they use volcanic rock, shells, and they mix it with salt water.
That's what the good cockroaches. They're good cockroaches.
Okay, is that all right? You didn't know that, did you? Fucking me. Now you're going to go home confused. Okay. What is limestone? It is a rock made from the bodies of once living things. Everybody digested that last bit? The living things bit? What I'm trying to say to you is if you just all conveniently die here for me, we'll mix you with a bit of water and muck. Eventually you'll become limestone. You knew you were something, didn't you? Is that right? Okay, this limestone was formed under the sea, like most limestones. And where we are now is 800 metres above the sea, so the next question you should ask yourself is how the bloody hell did we get here? Is that right? Yeah. 800 metres above the sea and come from under the sea. So how did we get here? No. Jeez.
Before the Great
Okay. Remember, Earth is a molten core. Floating on top of the molten core is tectonic plates. Okay? Like rafts. Okay? On top of those tectonic plates at different times is different particles of the continent. Is that all right? Just to confuse you, in the top of Queensland and back into the Northern Territory, there is rocks that are related directly to the rocks in the top of Canada in the Arctic Circle. So that tells you where we come from. And some people dare believe that Tasmania was never part of Australia anyway. But whether that's true or not, I don't know. Is that all right? Is that okay with everyone?
Yep.
So what I'm really trying to say, everything's moving. Is that right? Yeah. How did we get... Hey? Like, oh, bad to hear that. Got to keep it busy, mate. Okay. You do, and when you get my age in the 80s, you do have to keep it busy because I keep on parking things somewhere and I can't find them. And then I'll be like, oh, God, gone to town. And so 2 hours later, oh, was that what I was looking for?
You're doing well today.
Okay, enough of that bloody rubbish. Where did I get up there? Okay, so how the hell did we get here? As the continents are floating over the tectonic plates, it's causing imbalances, right? And these imbalances in turn create pressures onto the continent that's floating over the top again. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now the continents are not all joined. Tectonic plates have got lots of no continents on them at all. Pacific is a great example of that, right? Okay, right, in the case of Australia, the folding happened because of those pressures, and it started folding down near a place called Melbourne, and continued all the way up the east coast over an extremely long period of time, finally finished folding up near a place called Cairns. And that's what we call what, people? Well done. This was a gigantic mountain range. Some people even believe it may have been the biggest mountain range on Earth ever. We do know in places it's over 100 kilometres wider than the Himalayas, so how bloody big was it? Okay, what happens to all mountain ranges when they stop growing, in this case a fold, but that's only one method of forming a mountain range, okay? They begin breaking down, forming sedimentary plains, east and west of us. It's getting lower and lower, and more sedimentary plains, and somewhere about 78,000 years ago we had another hiccup with the tectonic plates, and part of the eastern sediments crack off, popping up, forming what we call a fault, is what you blokes call the Blue Mountains. As this dissolving is made at different levels, more levels, and so on. Does that make sense? Where we're standing is on concrete, on crystal, and under that crystal is nothing. Okay, so I want you to think about that when you're jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Is that right?
You're making us nervous.
Okay. Officially, this cave was discovered by Jeremiah Wilson, climbing up from the imperial beneath, the right imperial beneath, up popping in through here. Now, the problem with that story is, we know that he'd actually been in this cave at least nearly 2 years before. And we only found that out by accident. When I first came here after retiring from my real job, we were putting in new water lines and electric lines, and we climbed through a passageway further up here somewhere, and guess what we found? His signature, just over 18 months older than what it was coming up here. And he never knew that till the day he died.
What year was he in here?
1880. Right. So when they put the electric lights in, they dragged up 746 kilograms of batteries up the way you come without the steps to put the light in. It's so popular that they wired the whole cave and put a steam generator down in the arch, which lasted 18 months, and then they put a hydroelectric plant down the valley. And we still produce a third of our power from one of those hydroelectric plants. Okay? Now, when Jeremiah Wilson climbed up through here, he would have been using a candle with a mirror behind it, and it would have cast a light, and when it cast a light, the shadow from this stalagmite, and you can see the shadow over there, you see the shadow, there, he thought that looked like the Madonna and Child statue in Rome, so he calls this the Madonna Chamber. So why would they do that? One of the difficult things in a dark place like a cave is figuring out where the hell you are later. Your brain does not like it. And so you need to be able to identify something you can see to find your way out. Does that make sense?